For a while now, the Jeep has had some intermittent starting issues. My front vents on the dash have stopped working, and I've even noticed a slight misfire that I can feel and even visually see through the RPM needle. I wondered for a while what the cause of these could be, and then I thought of a smoke test I had done on the vacuum system. The main leak was from my throttle body, specifically both ends of the shaft. And unsurprisingly, there isn't a lot of information about this other than it being worn out seals. And of course, everyone just says to buy a new one. But I wanted to find out how to fix this instead of spending hundreds on a new, supposedly better throttle body. In my search, I found a video by Rusty411 on YouTube where he took apart his and replaced the seals. His video will be in the description, as mine isn't really a tutorial, more so I'm just documenting my experience. So I'm going to try and take this butterfly plate off because it looks like that's the only thing holding this shaft in place. And by the looks of it, I gotta like flip it up like that and then pull it straight out after the bolts are out. Yeah, so you just twist that up after you get the two Torx bits out. They're actually T15. And the plate just slides out. As you can see, that is pretty dirty. But nothing a little brake cleaner can't fix. I'll get this cleaned up along with this. Yep, there it is. There's the bearings on the inside. I don't know how well you can see that, but if it'll focus. It's got one on each side, and it looks like the O-rings inside are indeed damaged. So we'll see what to do about getting those out. So after picking these out, I was able to actually get one full ring out of it. And you can tell this thing is toast. No one has ever been in here before. They are absolutely trashed. As you can see here, most of them just disintegrated. Mind you, there's only supposed to be 4 of them. 2 on either side of the bearing cage. And what I'm gonna do is similar to what the guy did in the video and stack them on the inside. But first I'm gonna clean it up, which all I have is brake clean, which I don't recommend for a bearing, but I'm gonna end up repacking it with grease anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. As you can see, the brake clean cleaned up everything pretty good. Both bearing cages move perfectly. I'm sure you can hear them moving in there. So now what we're gonna do is, if you see that gap that's in the bearing race itself, that's where the O-rings are going to go into, except on the inside. So yeah, basically going to be putting them in there. It's going to take some time like the guy says, but I don't think it'll be too hard. Also, I chamfered the edge of the shaft blade a little bit for the TPS. Don't ask how I did it. So I've got the first 2 in on the outside bit where the cables are attached, but you can see them sitting perfectly in there. You can see them there as well. It's supposed to give it a new riding surface and supposed to seal better, so we'll see. So I got both bearings all greased up and ready to go. Here's one thing that he didn't mention, and a lot of people seem to be having problems with it. Whenever you go to put this shaft back in, be mindful of this little spring tab right here, because apparently people are not putting it back where it's supposed to go, and then their throttle body isn't closing all the way whenever they open it. So that just sits right in this groove here. This little piece, that's where it sits. Make sure you put that back there, otherwise your throttle's not going to work and you're going to be wondering what the hell happened, why did this guy break my stuff. Got it all back together. It actually does feel a lot stronger on the shaft now. If you remember the video from earlier of me moving it side to side and up and down, yeah, I can't do that anymore, which is actually pretty sweet. So I'm going to leave some of the grease here as well to act as a seal, as long as there's some on that side as well that you can't really see. All in all, this was not a bad job. Like, I would rather do this than have to buy another throttle body that's like over $100. And you know all the junkyard ones are exactly like this too, because no one's ever touched them. But really, it is not a bad job at all. Only thing to really do now is just put it back on and see how it runs. I got the TPS put on already. Here's that tab I was telling you about. That needs to sit right here, otherwise the throttle plate won't return all the way. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm going to reuse the old gasket because it isn't torn and it's not really that old either, so it'll be fine. Yeah, not a bad job at all. I wouldn't be surprised if too much hasn't changed yet, only because the computer's still on the old settings. But we'll see. Also see if my air will blow out my vents now. Well, that's a better start. In the end, this did not fix my issues. For the front vents, it turns out the vacuum line going into the cab had just disappeared entirely. So I fixed that and now it works just fine. As far as the misfire, it probably just needs a tune-up or something. I don't know.
Looks stupid as hell.